Hello students, in the previous video we have discussed about tissues related to the plants. In this video we will see more about animal tissues. So let's understand what an animal tissue is, how we are going to survive with it. So animal tissues, they are classified into 4 different types based on the functions they perform. So they are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. So we'll discuss one by one now. So what are epithelial tissues? So they form the external covering or the external covering of the surfaces, and they have internal cavities, organs of the animal body and various types. Again, epithelial tissues are subdivided into different types or tissues. So you can see here that types of tissues under that animal tissues, you can see epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, muscle tissue, connective tissue. So you can see that these epithelial tissues are present in the external surfaces and internal cavities and also in the organs of the animal body. So what are the different types of epithelial tissues? Let's learn now. Simple squamous epithelium. So you can see here squamous epithelium in the picture here. So they are single layer or flat cells. So where are they located in the human body? They are located in the lining of the mouth, in the esophagus, lungs, alveoli. So next type of epithelial tissues are cuboidal epithelium. So you can see here they are cube-like structured cells. So consists of cube-like cells. So where are these located? They are located at the lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary glands. And what are the major function of cuboidal epithelium? They helps in secretion and absorption. So next type of epithelial tissue is the columnar epithelium. You can see here they are columnar or ciliated epithelium. So these are elongated or column-like cells as the name suggests. So where are they located in the human body? They are present in the inner lining of the intestine. So all of you know it's present in the inner lining of the small intestine and large intestine, and also present in the gut. So what are their major function? Its major function is also like the cuboidal epithelium, that is of secretion and absorption. So next major type of animal tissue is the connective tissue. So what are connective tissues? As the name suggests, they connect to various body organs. So you can see here that different types of connective tissues, loose connective tissues or the areolar connective tissues, adipose tissues, fat cells, dense connective tissues, then tissues related to the cartilage, then tissues with respect to the bones, and also blood. So for example, let us take the connective tissue as example, blood plasma, or bones, cartilage, ligaments and tendons. Let's know more about these connective tissues. So what is a plasma? You might have heard in recent days with respect to the plasma used for therapies for the coronavirus. So you can see that this plasma is filled with the antibodies and the white blood cells. So white blood cells present with respect to the plasma, you can see that on centrifugation of the blood cells, the plasma is separated out and it is a supernatant liquid. So this is a fluid or a liquid matrix of the blood. So this is a fluid matrix of the blood which is present in the blood and it is known as plasma. So which color is plasma? It is yellowish liquid like material. So you can see the whole, if you take 100% in percentage of the components of the blood, about 55% of the blood component is plasma. Then you can see white blood cells and platelets are less than 1% and red blood cells are 45%. So there are, again, we can subdivide the plasma into 3 types of blood cells that are suspended. So they are red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So these we are now seeing with respect to some of the examples of connective tissues. So one of the connective tissue we have already seen with respect to the blood, that is plasma component. Next we will know about the bones. So you might have heard about the bones. They are a connective network or a tissue that forms a framework. They help to support the body and they are very strong and not flexible. That is, they are non-flexible tissues. So you can see in the figure that it's a compact tissue. Inside the bone there is a bone marrow and cancellous tissue and subchondral tissue. So you can see that they are very strong enough so that it helps to build a support, a major support to our body. So bone cells are embedded in a hard matrix that is composed of calcium and phosphorus compounds. So bone cells, where are the bone cells present? They are embedded, that is, they are present in a hard matrix. So this hard matrix is composed of calcium and phosphorus compounds. So what is the next type of connective tissue? That is the ligament. So we have known that what are ligaments. To know before that, you should understand that there is a connectivity between the bones of your hands, legs, etc., so that you are able to bend or fold or help you to run, walk, etc. You can see that here. So it is the thigh bone and you can see the bone here. So in between you are able to bend your leg because there is a connectivity of this bone, that is the bone of the thigh, and below down the leg the bone is connected by a connective tissue which is known as the ligament. Because of this ligament only you are able to move your thigh bones and also the elbows. So you can see that this tissue, especially the ligament, is a flexible and elastic in nature. So next example of connective tissue is the tendon. So let's understand what is a tendon. They are connected to muscles by another type of connective tissue. So what is a ligament? A ligament is a connectivity between 2 different bones. So 2 bones needs to be attached. There is a non-flexible bones that makes elasticity with the help of the ligament. But what is the difference between a tendon and a ligament is that tendons, these are bones that is connected to the muscles. Ligament is connected with the bones, but tendons are connected to the muscles by another type of connective tissue. So this connective tissue which connects the bones to the muscles is known as tendons. So they are fibrous tissue and they have a great strength, but they have a very limited flexibility when compared with the ligament. Ligament have very much flexibility because it helps to move the elbows and also your thigh, knees, etc. So that cannot happen with respect to the tendons, but it is fibrous in nature. So next we'll understand about the cartilage. It's also another type of connective tissue. So you can see that it is widely spaced cells. So this solid matrix of tissue or this cartilage is composed of proteins and sugars. So what do these do? They smoothen the surface of the bones at the joints, and also it is present in the nose, the bone in the nose, ear, trachea, larynx. So you can see that cartilage bones of the ear, if you twist it, you can able to fold the ear. That is because the presence of cartilage. So now we will understand, till now we have seen some of the examples of the connective tissues. So we will understand now the different types of connective tissues. So they are areolar tissue, adipose tissue, dense regular connective tissue, skeletal tissue, fluid tissue. So we'll understand one by one. So areolar tissue, you can see the structure of the areolar tissue here. It consists of elastin fiber, the presence of macrophage, mast cell, collagen fiber, fibroblast. So these tissues are present in the skin and the muscles, and they are also present around our blood vessels, nerves. So next, coming to the adipose tissue, this is the second type of connective tissue. So these are able to be present in the site of the fat storage, and they are found between the internal organs and below the skin. So below our skin and between the internal organs, these adipose tissue is present where the fat gets deposited, and also they act as an insulator to the body. So you can see here that fat gets accumulated here. These are the adipose cells. In the adipose cells, the fats get accumulated, and you have the prominent nucleus, cytoplasm, blood vessels, septum of the connective tissue, and collagenous fibers. So next type is dense regular connective tissue. So as we had seen before that we have understood what is a tendon and a ligament. The main components of tendons and ligaments are that these tendons connect to the muscles, to the bones. Ligaments connect between two bones together, and hence this dense regular connective tissue is present in between as the tendons and the ligaments. So let's understand what is a skeletal tissue. So main component of the skeletal tissues are cartilage and the bone. So you can see that skeleton, we speak about the skeleton, right? So it is about the bone and the cartilage. So we have seen that cartilage consists of proteins, and some of cartilage is not too rigid. As the cartilage present in the ear, you are able to twist your ears. Next is the fluid tissue. This is the next type of the connective tissue. So blood is a vascular tissue present in the animals. So let's understand the third type of animal tissue. It is the muscular tissue. So muscles help in the bodily movement. So you can see that main function of muscular tissue is to provide movement to the body. Again, we can see there is a subdivision of the muscular tissues. They are striated muscles. As you can see in the first figure here, or skeletal muscles or voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles helps us in the movement. Smooth muscles or involuntary muscles. Smooth muscles are present with respect to our internal organs. So you can see that cardiac muscles or the involuntary muscles. Cardiac muscles itself with respect to the heart, and you can see that they help in the function of the heart, but these muscles do not move. They are involuntary. So let's understand each of them now. Striated muscles or skeletal muscles or voluntary muscles, as the name suggests, these cells, they can see here, they have a prominent nucleus, and striations are present, lines present, striations. So these cells are cylindrical, unbranched. They do not have any branches, and they have multiple nucleus and helps in our movement. So next type of muscular tissue is the smooth muscles or involuntary muscles. Here you can see that the cells are long, spindle shaped and possess a single nucleus. So next comes the cardiac muscles or the involuntary muscles. These muscles also do not move, but these muscles are cylindrical, they are branched, and also uninucleate, that is a single nucleus. So next type of animal tissue is the nervous tissue. It connects from the brain to the spinal cord and the nerves throughout our body. So you can see that neuron, this is the diagram of the neuron. So what is a neuron? There are millions of neurons present in our body. These are the cells or the nervous tissue. So it sends messages or signals to our brain, and based on that we act. For example, like you keep a candle, burning candle, and when you go to touch it, so immediately you will remove your hand from it. You need not even go and touch the flame. It's because of this nervous tissue or the reflex action that is getting stimulated in your brain, that triggers the brain receptors, and you know that you need to take your hand back. So let's understand a neuron. A neuron consists of a cell body. So cell body, you can see this round shaped body. It's known as the head, or it consists of a cell body. It consists of a prominent nucleus, and towards the end you have the dendrites, that is impulses, that is electrical signals that is carried towards the cell body. You have an axon, that is from here the electrical impulses get passed, and a dendrite. So let's understand it in details. What does the cell body do? So cell body consists of central nucleus, a cytoplasm with deeply stained particles. So these have deeply stained particles. That particles are known as Nissls granule. So next, knowing about the dendrites. These dendrons are short processes arising from the cyton and branches into the dendrites. They carry the electrical signals. So what does the axon do? It is a single long cylindrical process which forms fine branches terminally. So there are terminal branches. So this is known as the axon, and it is a swollen structure at the end called the synaptic knob or the button. So here the signal gets transmitted, and there is a synapses, there is a bridge here. From this bridge, the next neuron's head gets connected, and it is also termed as nerve fiber. So that completes your topic tissues with respect to the animal tissues and plant tissues. Thanks for watching. Hope you all will understand this video.